In today's video, we're ranking NFL QBs just by vibes, and I don't know why I'm holding this marker. So let's start off with Josh Allen. Josh Allen coming off a semi-rough year. There were hopes for him to be MVP, but the vibes with him are still pretty good with the Bills. I'm going to put him in, not C tier, I'll put him in A tier. You're kind of still expecting to win a Super Bowl this year, or potentially, but the expectations aren't all too high. Again, we're doing it on vibes. Is this Tyler Bajan? Yeah, it's Tyler Bajan. Let's do Caleb Williams. His vibes are S tier, like him, Dunze. Oh my God. I apologize. That's not Caleb Williams. This is Caleb Williams. Sorry. I'm going to put this in the beginning of the video. I'm sorry. Him, Dunze, they're all kind of kicking out. Early reports in training camp is everything's good. Took the QB1 role really seriously, really good, has his foundation. So the vibes around him are he's going to be the next CJ Stroud. Can we stop doing these backups? I'm going to start dragging them down. Next is Bo Juro. His vibes are more like C tier because of the hand injury. The questions are like, is he ever going to be the same? But it's like, okay, he can beat Mahomes though, so it's not like D tier or F tier. But there's a little bit of a question with there. Derek Carr, he's more like D tier. It's him and Dennis Allen. I feel like they're on their way out. The contract was all right, but you kind of knew right away that like when you're signing this contract, the Saints, you're not expecting to win a Super Bowl or doing anything like that. So D for Derek Carr. He played all right, but not great last year. And you're kind of just know what you're going to be this year, like a 9-8 team, maybe win a playoff game. Next is Kirk Cousins. This one still has his Vikings uniform. I'm going to say B tier because obviously the whole Penix thing, and he's like angry. Is he going to be angry in a good way, angry in an Aaron Rodgers way, or is he going to be kind of middle in Kirk Cousins? So I put him right in the middle. He's coming off an Achilles injury, so you're not quite sure how he's going to do. I think the expectations for him are, we're going to be a 10-7 team. I don't see the expectations for him as a Super Bowl, so overall the vibes of him are like, all right. Daniel Jones, I'm trying to buy myself into the hype. I would put A tier. But right now it's just D tier, ACL, maybe even F tier. Let's put him in F tier because who else is going to be F tier? Coach tried to trade you. GM tried to trade you for 2 quarterbacks in this year's draft, not just one. And he's coming off the injury, offensive line, and it's like he has no hope. But I have sneaky hope because I'm trying to be an optimistic Giants fan. I'm not even sure where Andy Dalton is playing this year, so I think he's part of Carolina, so I'll drag that down. Jaden Daniels, I'm going to put him in. The early reports are he's playing pretty well, so A tier. It's obviously, if you're the Washington Commandos, you're like, we're going to be great. All these receivers, all these weapons, decent enough offensive line. So you're expecting a pretty good, solid year from him, but not as good as Caleb Williams. Next is Sam Darnold. The vibes have been, I saw one training camp highlight, and the vibes with Sam Darnold, not that he's going to be an A tier quarterback, but the vibes on him are pretty good so far. I mean, J.J. McCarthy's right behind him, but watch out for Sam Darnold. This is like the next Baker mania is coming up here. Baker with the Bucs at least. Tommy DeVito, can we put him in F tier? I don't know. He's not a starting quarterback. Justin Fields, I saw one throw from him, but I'm gonna put B tier because there've been like some reports of him returning kicks and doing those sort of things, but there's still some hope from Steelers fans. He's just not the starting quarterback. In fact, let's bring him down to C tier. Joe Flacco, backup for the Indianapolis Colts, so we're not going to include him. But the vibes are pretty good for Joe Flacco. I'll just mention that because, coming off Cleveland, but we saw his flaws. The Jeremy Lin run came out. Jimmy Garoppolo, is he with the Raiders still? I think he's not even on the team anymore. I think they cut him, so I'll still put F tier just to have him up there. Jared Goff, you have people in the streets chanting Jared Goff's name. Isn't that crazy? I don't know, but Jared Goff is very hyped right now. Like he's their hero. Who is this? I have no idea who that is. Should I know who that is? Are these like the backup? Okay, we're going. Hopefully, I shouldn't know who those are. Next to Justin Herbert, B tier because he ended last season kind of rough, and the expectations are in with the new contract that he signed last year that he's going to be great. But with Jim Harbaugh, obviously it's a little bit heightened, but you're like, we thought he was like an S tier potential quarterback, but overall it's not great. And this year, not really too many expectations, but the vibes with Justin Herbert are pretty good. Nope. Do it again. Sam Howell. He was the leader in throwing yards at one point, but the vibes have generally gone down. Geno Smith is the starter, but also put him on this list. Jalen Hurts, vibes are a little bit lower. But the way the last season ended, because he was injured, but I still believe he's going to have a decent year this year. And I'm a Jalen Hurts hater, so I think he is going to be perform pretty good this year. The question is between him and Sirianni, though. I'll lower it down to C tier because him and Sirianni are kind of beefing it out so far. Next is good old Lamar Jackson, and I would say B tier because out of the playoffs, MVP. Overall, expecting another good year, but some of the weapons you lost, OBJ not huge, but you lost some offensive line guys, so you're not too sure how it's going to be this year. We're coming off MVP, so you're expecting a lot from him. Trevor Lawrence just signed a new contract. This is a very difficult place to put it, but I mean, people are memeing him and comparing him to Daniel Jones at this point, so no, yeah, his vibes are not good at all, unless you're in Jacksonville, where my parents live, and trying to hope for those sort of things. So now that all these guys are coming back. So Drew Lock, his vibes are F. He's performing worse than Daniel Jones, so I just put him in F. Let's see, Jordan Love, his vibe, S. He's the next coming. Even though I don't agree with that quite much, but he's about to sign a new contract. He's holding out, and he's supposed to be the next Aaron Rodgers. So he really good vibes going on right now. Please shoot me for how many vibes I'm saying right now. Jones, I just want to say he's just having fun. He's just having fun. His vibes are S tier. He's living in Jacksonville, his hometown, and he's having a good time. Next is Patrick Mahomes. I mean, he's dad bod. He's going to have another solid year. I can't quite put him in S, but I mean, he's coming off a Super Bowl. Not much more to say. And Xavier Worthy, that type of offense. And vibes are always good with Kansas City, but they want more type thing. So they still look like they're playing hard. Marcus Mariota, I forgot he was with the Eagles. Then you have Drake May. I've heard too many things coming out of the Patriots camp, but I'll just put him in B because you just drafted this guy. He did nothing wrong, has done nothing wrong, so you haven't been able to hate on him yet. Maybe in sneaky A tier, but he's your savior, and that may go to D tier later in the season, but it also may go to S tier, so we'll just keep him in the middle right now. Baker, he's riding a high from last year. Kyle Trask, who's Kyle Trask? My favorite quarterback in the college football, but yeah, it's kind of sad. But he's good. He's gonna go in A tier. It's fun last year. I mean, no matter what happens this year, as long as they don't suck, Baker's gonna be like, oh yeah, no, you kind of ease the transition after Brady. So that's gonna kind of be the theme here. JJ McCarthy, rookie, C/B because you haven't seen too much from him so far, and he's coming off a national championship, so you're somewhat hopeful. Let's just put it in B because he hasn't done anything wrong yet. He has a clean slate, so him and Drake May, put them right next to each other. Is that the guy from Tennessee? Gardner Minshew, overall fun, B tier. What he did with the Colts last year was fun, but I think it's going to kind of wear thin. I don't think the Raiders are going to have a good season, but for right now, like your pickleball and Naples vibes. That's apparently what Gardner Minshew like doing back where I lived for a few years. I think Kyler Murray's somewhere in the middle too, because you have now Marvin Harrison Jr. There are some expectations. The offensive line's getting better, so overall, it feels like the momentum's going up. So the vibes around Kyler Murray are pretty good. He did perform well at the end of last year, even though the team overall didn't play that well. Oh, Bo Nix. I'm like, I knew this white face was familiar. Bo Nix. I mean, based on what Sean Payton is saying, S tier, but based on everyone else, C tier, because he has been showing some flashes. You think he's going to be all right. Show some up and down rookie struggles, but put him in C because you're not too sure how the rest of the roster is going to go. So the overall vibe's not good. Aiden O'Connell, I'm not going to put anywhere for now, but though the vibes are pretty much D. Him and Derek Carr, both Raiders quarterbacks, kind of with a weird mustache. Just put them right next to each other. Kenny Pickett would be an F, but he's not going to be starting for the Eagles. Let's see who else we got. Oh, Dakota Rain Prescott. I mean, it's down here with the contract and everything going on. I'm a believer in Dak as a Giants fan, but, I mean, nobody believes in him, so why would I? Brock Purdy, it's very controversial, but he made it to 2 NFC championships and a Super Bowl, so I have him in A tier. No real more reason to say that. He's going to perform well, but lose a weapon like Brandon Ayuk, and you're not too sure what's going to happen. Next is Russell Wilson. He played well last year at points, but you got to put him in D. I can't put him in F based on he had a 21-8 touchdown interception ratio, something like that. I'm not a stat hawk, but he played all right. But overall, I feel Justin Fields is a little bit better. kind of momentum going into this training camp. But we'll see. We'll see what kind of comes out. They've been kind of quiet-mouthed so far, but the whole situation going on. Spencer Rattler. Oh, Anthony Richardson. Oh, yeah, you got some more here. So Anthony Richardson, you're questioning with the injuries, man. Because it's kind of like you got to put it B, because it's kind of sink or swim for Anthony Richardson with the whole injury thing and how everything is going so far. But, I mean, over what you saw last year, you think this guy can be great. Go Gators. Aaron Rodgers, you're trying to be optimistic, but I still think it's C tier because, I mean, it's just one controversy after the other with the Jets, so you're not too sure about that. Then you have Geno Smith. Played all right last year, but still not expecting a lot from him. That's why I do think you have to rank him C tier. I think the defense is going to be more of a story this year than the offense, but if it is the offense, it's going to be more about the running game. CJ Stroud's an easy S. Easy S. Don't really need to explain it more. They're going to win the Super Bowl this year. That's what the kind of vibes are. And, wow, there are a lot of quarterbacks on this list. I'll put Jameis Winston. Should I put him in here? I saw him last year. He's just a train wreck. He comes in. He's a little bit like a guy who did I explain earlier, where it just comes in and the thing just wears out. He's the definition of Joe Flacco, except without the Super Bowl, obviously. And we have a lot more here. Oh my God. I apologize. That's not Caleb Williams. This is Caleb Williams. Sorry. I'm going to put this in the beginning of the video. I'm sorry. No, that's not Caleb Williams. Take him out. That's Jacoby Brissett, I think. Oh, no. I'm sorry. I'm not re-recording this. Then you have Matt Stafford. I'm going to put him in the S tier, coming off a really good last year. Can't really do anything wrong there. And then for Tua, C tier, played well, but overall, I keep on saying overall, but in summation, you're kind of worried about him in the cold. He's going to sign a contract. Whenever he signs a contract, he may move down to D tier based on like what you expect from him. Deshaun Watson, I keep on clicking with the right clicker, but Deshaun Watson, F. He showed some flashes. People are kind of clowning him a little bit too much, I think, at this point. But F tier, but you're going to be a good team, but it's not going to be because of Deshaun Watson. I'll keep him in F tier. Bryce Young, you can kind of feign a little bit of optimism for him because he showed some flashes, but overall, like that, you can't get that small picture out of your head. And I don't know how I forgot this is after I'm recording, but Will Levis, sorry about you, bro. I just forgot about the Titans. Remember the Titans. You have to remember the Titans. I'm putting him in C tier because it looks like he can do well, has a lot of weapons this year, show some flashes. Let's drag him up to B tier, actually. Yeah, that's my NFL vibes tier list based on the expectations, based on where they normally are, based on a couple other things about where I do think they'll be this year. And I apologize for the Caleb Williams mistake.